The RAM TRX said goodbye to us, but before you shed another tear, I want to introduce you to the new RAM. 1500 RHO 2025. And yes, I've had the privilege of having it for a full week, 7 days, with this beast, such a truck, pickup. And I'm going to tell you if it really has what it takes to make us forget about the TRX. Keep in mind the possible differences between the RHO and the RAM TRX when watching this video to understand the context. Right off the bat, is this one much cheaper or less expensive? I'm not going to say cheap for the RAM RHO versus the TRX, which was costing up to $125,000. Right off the bat, it's crucial to keep that in mind, and we'll see what similarities it has on the front. We're going to see this front very similar to the TRXs, but let's see if the ground clearance, that which is a very important component for this type of truck, let's see if it's the same, if it's lower. We'll see that. The RAM RHO features a front grille resembling the TRXS with the RAM logo prominently displayed. A lot of functionality, even in the word RAM, the way its front camera was integrated. All this is very good. If we go down, we see more functionality there where it supports, let's follow that airflow for that big machine it has, which I will talk to you about later, what kind of machine it has. Because it is another differentiating factor versus the TRX, what it mounts there or what this RHO hides. But look, protection, just like the RAM TRX had here, you will also have a lot of protection so that you can go off-road with quite a bit of confidence. And you have your recovery hooks or rescue hooks in case you get stuck or someone pulls you out. Or rather the RAM RHO, as we will see it, in the role of being the rescuer. And here are its sensors, adaptive cruise control, all that very similar or the same as the RAM TRX. And the ground clearance is 11.8 inches for the RAM TRX. How much does the RAM RHO have? 11.8 inches. So in terms of ground clearance, what they call ground clearance is exactly the same. The front headlights of the RAM RHO feature a slightly updated design with 2 LED projection headlights. And also its daytime running light, which encloses this optical set that looks very good, and that is complemented with your fog light here on the front bumper. Of course, the engine cover in the TRX was quite peculiar, and here it does not disappoint either. Look at this. In combination with the black and the gray of the body, it looks striking with a fully functional air intake where it has the 3 marker lights. They're tiny, but all this very well. And the RHO there, in a graph, I really like the design of the graphs. I have always liked it a lot. In what is the RAM part, the RAM design part has a typography or a type of font. I think it's similar to the TRX one, but not exactly the same. And of course, here on this side, they wanted to highlight the Hurricane high output motor. But we're heading there now, and we're going to open the engine cover. Open sesame to see if there's anything different compared to the TRX. If he sees 8, it's over. The V8 with the RAM TRX was the final one. This is an inline 6-cylinder. It's a 3.0 engine. It's the Hurricane. It's coupled to the 8-speed automatic transmission. This engine is twin turbo, already direct fuel injection, and it's going to produce, or it's going to generate 540 horsepower. Wow, there's a big difference from the 702 horsepower that the Wandering RX gave you. And at the torque level, well, you're going to have 521 pounds per linear foot of torque. They haven't covered it much for us. You can still appreciate the engine's beauty, which is even more beautiful in that area. Here with its filter, you find the battery positioned towards the driver's side. So this is the machine. But the big question is, how effective is it? Well, you put it in low mode. There you have several driving modes. You put it in low mode, and that guarantees you fun. And well, let's see what this terrain allows us to do. Here we set the camera mode, and they warn us here that this is a terrain a bit good, a bit not, quite dangerous. Despite the crocodiles and snakes, here we go. Well, to start, I tell you, walking, let's say, at a speed. I can't put as much as if I were, let's say, in a road with better features or a non-road terrain with better features. In low mode, mostly for the desert sand. And that, but I tell you, I tested the RAM TRX here on similar terrain or near this place, and there is more control here, a bit better dynamics, better balanced. I would say the RAM TRX, and the answer continues. Look, it has a tendency to skid a bit in low mode. Can you go there calmly to slide on sand like this? And that will to enjoy and give us that pleasure. It's made to measure. And I take a pause, not to ask for a like, but to show who is there, a crocodile. I hope it's not hungry. Wow, calm down. Well, I think we're here in confidence. He really likes my videos, and if you like my videos like the thread, we're going to name it The Thread. Hello? Well, I ask you to give me a like. I'm going to be here watching you. Don't come running here because, well, give it a like, subscribe to my videos, see that I dare. I'm the only one who makes a video of a pickup truck with company. There, with Lilo on board. Well, not on board, but here within less than, 3 meters away. Lilo, don't go. Give it a like. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on spectacular content like the one I offer. Okay, we continue. And how are we doing with tires? Well, I'm glad you asked because we have 35 inches of Wrangler Goodyear rubber covering an 18-inch RIM. Here we have an adaptable Bilstein suspension, tremendous suspension that is capable of predicting through technological aids to help you with those falls that damping and enrich your experience. Suspension. The travel itself, we have 13 inches here at the front and 14 inches there at the back. That's something impressive so that you have a lot of confidence when you take it there in low mode to the off-road. And taking a brief tour on the side, highlighting some features. The RHO is also aerodynamic. We have a tunnel here with an aerodynamic function. We also have more intakes here. We have the step itself. In black color, rough non-slip surface, handles in black color, also rectangular mirrors with integrated LED light in black color, contrasting with this color called billet silver bill. The ram here in high relief is also very beautiful. And the lower part also in this glossy piano black complement, I believe in a subtle and harmonious way. The colors, along with the B-pillar in black tone and the car's polarization, is a color that I like a lot. Do you like it? And here, obviously, for the fuel, the cable system that is without a cap. And by the way, fuel economy. A notable difference between the RHO and the TRX is that this one is more economical. Of course, we have an engine. You're no longer with the 5.8, but with a 6-cylinder inline, it produces less power. The RHO gives you 15 miles per gallon compared to 11 or 12 miles per gallon, if I remember correctly. From the Ram TRX, well, here you're going to find a significant level of economy to take into account. And in the rear part, the clear winner you're going to see is the Ram. Is it 1,500 for the RHO versus the TRX? As for the towing capacity and load capacity, the load capacity is 1,000 load. Watch out with the R. Don't let the R go because they find us there. The load capacity is 1,520 pounds. In this one, that's 210 pounds more than the load capacity that the TRX had. The towing capacity is 8,380 pounds. That's 280 more towing capacity than the Ram TRX. There you have the data where the RAM RHO, or even in load and towing, is superior to the TRX. But in appearance, if you tell me if the Ram TRX seemed more beautiful or more striking to you, I find it really very similar. The Ram, here outstanding 4x4 RH. Or I also love the connections, let's say, for towing, your rescue or recovery points, and the dual exhaust pipe, which looks quite aggressive and sporty. Over here, we also have protection. It's hard, although it's also covered on the sides by some plastic. Over here on the back of this Ram RHO, and you have some little support lights here, also interesting your front and rear camera. And look at this holding it here. With the key, you have the automatic opening of that gate, and some don't do this with the same key, but you have to keep it held down. The gate goes up again, and automatically, as it hooks up, well, new, interesting, but good to keep talking down there. Regarding the gate, it's left open. It has an anti-slip bed liner surface. We also have lights in the box in case you open it at night. It's rails to accommodate accessories there and a connection, an electricity plug in case you want to connect something there. And we're going to close it again. So if you remember the Ram TRX box and there was some detail that you liked more, well, let me know in the comments about the box. And on a perfectly paved normal road, the driving dynamics are also good. I would say it's better, of course, fewer horses, 540 horses. Here, the acceleration is not as brutal as the TRX sail. In fact, I'm going to brake here. Let's see if, now that that's cleared up, we do a start. an acceleration from 0 to 60 miles, but we accelerate a little bit of torque and we put it in. Not bad, not bad. Look, there we hit 60. That gives you like less than 5 seconds, which is not bad at all. The RAM RX, obviously the feeling, that acceleration punch is much more brutal, much more intense. But I believe that in general, the work itself, what it provides, what it offers, this RHO in terms of dynamics handling at least is very good, more than good. However, if you like strong starts with the RHO, this one doesn't lag behind. Because you have the launch control function, there you simply adjust the revolutions per minute and it can launch you like a rocket. And this interior of the RAM, really you're never going to get bored here. The combination of materials is not only visually appealing, but also integrates technology seamlessly. 12-inch screen in the style, as we were already accustomed to, let's say RAM like that, vertical, like a tablet. That simulates like the silhouette of the RAM, the profile of the RAM. And buttons, combination of analog buttons with the air conditioning controls. Here on the sides of this screen and here, well, a large number of pages for all terrain. All RAM integrations for audio services, auxiliary audio settings, cameras, comfort, Bluetooth, CarPlay. Well, you have everything here. And as if that were not enough, the passenger is also going to have something here that I can't see from here. But was the passenger going to be able to see this little screen that also has for their entertainment, audio? And if you integrate it via HDMI, as it has HDMI connectors to watch a movie, the passenger can see it here and it doesn't bother the driver at all. I think that's very good. And if as a passenger you want to see the cameras, which the driver can also access in this part, you can do it there. Look, it's the access to the different camera angles. How cool. The direction, well, it's very similar to the TRX sail, just like the dashboard. Simply, well, the nomenclature changes now. It says RHO all over the side, has its levers to execute the changes of the 8-speed automatic transmission. And also, well, had I already talked to you about the screen? Look at this, RHO, this looks very good. And this is for you to activate the modes or change the driving modes, each time you point to one. Here it goes to custom, it goes to custom. Sand and mud rock here, it says it's going to change to shift for all terrain, but well, we're going to put it in automatic. It also has for snow trailer and sport, and in addition to the low mod, which is a sensational mode. And here, double charge for cell phones, so your companion doesn't fall behind their cup holders. That can be covered here. And look at this, the plaque of, there you have the serial number or production details of this RH. How about that? There's the mirror, as usual, that mirror camera. And you also have a huge sliding panoramic roof. Do you like it? The passenger space is very comfortable and easy to access. Getting in is a breeze, and once seated, it feels quite pleasant. RHO. This is a reference to the leather, the RHO upholstery. Here with the rhinoceros, we have good Alcantara upholstery here. On the door panels, the Harman Kardon sound system, the liners or mats or rubber mats, so you can get them dirty and make cleaning easy. Over here, we have HDMI, USB-C connections, heating and cooling for the seats. For the rear seat, it's air conditioning vents, and you have a regular electricity connector. Traveling in an RHO is wonderful, isn't it? You'll feel great and have plenty of assistance. Look at the front camera, all the angles it gives you. Let's keep it. It also gives you from the back part, the front part, and it gives you some trajectory lines. And here we are not going to jump, but for example, on some mounts that I find around here on this terrain, the damping feels good. That is nice, the work of that suspension scheme, Bilstein. And it seems that if you take it, let's say, wherever it is propitious, let's say to jump a little, because it seems that it's quite bouncy, is it going to cushion those falls like a champion? Weight is another important factor to consider as it affects handling dynamics and fuel economy, among other factors. The RAM RHO weighs 136 kilograms less than the RAM TRX, an important fact. But another important factor to consider with the RHO is the price. Therefore, if this one is cheaper than the RAM TRX, with everything it offers at the level of features, the look it has what it offers, well, it's important to consider it. The RAM RHO is going to cost you $88,100, fully equipped. However, its price can start around $73,000. This one, for what it has, let's say, all the bells and whistles and all the additional options. The RAM TRX was around $107,000, but dealerships will ask for about $120,000 to $125,000. So it's a big factor to take into account. Less expensive, the RAM RHO versus the RAM TRX. Important factor for you to tell me which one would you choose. Okay, gentlemen, will the RAM 1500 RHO make you forget the RAM TRX? Let me know there in the comments. If you had the wool to buy it, which one would you buy? Would you pay the $107,000 up to $125,000 that she gets to see it? The 2024 TRX backwards, or the new 2025 RAM? 1500 RHO? That's the question to start the discussion in the comments section. Also, how do you see it if you also had the resources to buy a Ford F-150 Raptor versus this RHO, another important workhorse, or the Silverado CR2? Let me know in the comments section, like and subscribe so you don't miss the 1,000 videos if you enjoyed this one. I've got 2 videos here you'll love, featuring awesome pickup trucks and big rigs. Give them a look and let me know there what you thought. A big hug. See you in the next video. Bye.